Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are kind of going over a new deck with AOT dropping in Ultra and on the UGN site this past week. As of today, which is August 2nd, we're able to build decks now on Ultra. So I took the challenge of actually one of my favorite characters in the set, Ymir. 7 hand size, 23 health, fire life. Character. So I am planning to play her in Spotlight and possibly in Standard. So I am working on a Standard deck list as we speak. So I will be probably dropping a video shortly the week after actual release. So I'm looking to play her in Standard as well. So let's just go over the deck. Obviously it's AOT, so I can play I can play attuned cards. You can play fire and life attuned cards. So let's go over the character. Enhance, lose 1 health. This attack gains +2 damage. Awesome. Next is a form. Once per turn, build 1 foundation from your card pool. Then if a player has 9 or more foundations, transform Ymir. And she transforms into Ymir the Jaw Titan. 723, obviously, the same as the other side. She has a static. Your attacks get +2 speed. Enhance, your attack gain 1 health. Your attack gets X damage. X equals the number of times you've gained health this turn. That can get crazy. Enhance, commit. This attack gets -3 speed. So when we flip, we also have defense. We are offense and defense, which I love to have on a character who, as some people call modal, I guess. I like having offense and defense on my characters, especially with some speed control is really good. So let's go ahead and get into the attacks. We'll sort by difficulty. How's that? We got 2 wish hard. It's a 3 difficulty 3 check +1 low block, 2 low for 4. Blitz, if your rival has 6 or more ready foundations, this attack gains stun 2. Remove, after you discard this card during the combat phase, draw a card. So we're going to have some foundations and some effects that allow us to discard cards. Also, this is a cheap way to get a bunch of damage at the end of a string on a 3 diff. We are a character who wants to string multiple attacks together, so plus it's also not too bad as a lead. Or if say like your opponent's blocking stuff and then you drop this, and then you can go into a couple other attacks. You can, maybe they only have like 6 ready foundations after your second attack, and then you can start stunning them. But with 2 speed, on our flip side, with 2 speed, it's a 4 low 4 3 diff with X damage, which is kind of nuts. Even on our front side, it's lose 1 for a 2 low 6 3 diff that stuns 2. It's really good. Next is 4 copies of Open Wide, 4 difficulty 3 check, 4 high for 3, +1 high block. Response, after the attack deals damage, gain health equal to the damage dealt. Life attuned. Yeah, this card's kind of good. It's a little good. It may be too good as a common, especially with like characters like Overhaul or just anyone who can like give throws. Like Annie can give a throw to this. But with Ymir, it's a 4 high for 5 or a 6 high for X, base 3 damage, gain a bunch of health. It's really good. 2 copies of Entering Titan Forest. 4 difficulty 3 check, 4 mid for 4, +1 mid block. EX2 range, so it gives us a little more speed if we have some momentum. Blitz, if you have 9 or more foundations, draw 2 cards. That's fantastic. We love drawing cards because we're going to be at 9, so yes. Blitz, if your rival has 9 or more foundations, you get 4 damage. So not only on our backside do we get 2 speed, and then a kabillion damage. We also get 4 more damage. This is like a 2x copy because you kind of don't want to see it on turn 2, so you'll kind of want to see this turn 3. Really, it can probably swap some numbers around and probably play this at a 3x just because we kind of want to be able to draw multiple cards in our turn. Next is 4 copies of Feast, 4 difficulty 3 check, +1 high block, 4 high 4. Response, after you gain health, this attack gains 2 damage. We gain health on while we're attacking on the backside, and it gives us more damage. And we don't really need the potato because we're always giving our attacks 2 speed, so it's really good. And probably my favorite card in Ymir is the SR Midst of Despair. If you haven't seen it, I did do a secret rare tier list. I'll put a card up in the corner somewhere. You can check that out. It's a 4 difficulty 3 check, +1 high block, 2 high for 6. Blitz. If you've gained health this turn, this attack gains 3 speed. Response after this attack deals damage. The next card you try to play ignores progressive difficulty. So this is like really, really good as like our third or second, well, second maybe, but third, fourth, fifth, sixth attack if we can just keep going, because we're gonna gain health, so it's always gonna be like a 5 high for 6, and then in our backside it's going to be a 7 high for 6 with a kabillion damage attached to it, and it allows us to chain long strings together. We got 3 copies of Fight for Survival, 5 difficulty, 3 check, +3 low block. It's a crappy block. Breaker 1 Fury, 4 low for 5. Response after this attack deals damage does not count towards progressive difficulty this turn. We're trying to string big moves. 6 low for 5 sounds pretty good as a lead. With Breaker 1, so if we need to block with it, it's not too bad. With our backside, we can commit for -3 speed to kind of circumvent that +3 low block. And then we got 2 copies of Jaw Titan attacks. 6 difficulty, 4 check, 1 low block, 6 low 6, Blitz, gain 2 health. It has a shift in Titan. I don't know if we're ever going to shift this card. I don't know. Spotlight, we may want to shift backups in Spotlight. It does cancel an increase in health, and they can't gain health the rest of the turn. So it kind of helps out a little bit for like aggressive turns, or if your opponent's like Sasha or Ymir herself. It really just, shuts that entire character down. It's kind of funny that her backup shuts her down. Getting into the assets and foundations, we got 1 copy of vertical maneuvering equipment. This is going to be a 1x in every deck in Spotlight. There's just no reason not to play it. It's an awesome momentum dump. 2 difficulty, 5 check, +1 mid block. Enhance, spend a momentum. This attack gets +3 or -3 speed. You may change its zone. Enhance commit. This attack gets +2 damage. If it deals damage to a backup, ready this asset. So, that bottom ability, it's all dependent on if backups actually see a lot of play. But the top ability, spend 1 momentum. This attack gets +3 or -3 speed. You may change its zone. That's crazy on an asset. That's just nuts. I'm surprised it doesn't commit itself as well, but I guess you're spending momentum, so Chaos decks reign supreme, I guess. We have 2 copies of an action, to you, 2,000 years from now. It's a 2 difficulty, 5 check, +2 mid block, Breaker 1. Form, look at the top card of your deck. If it's in an attack, backup, or foundation, you may try to play it as your next form, ignoring progressive difficulty. So, to be fair, we only have 2 other cards in the deck that, if you reveal them, you don't get to play it. So it's kind of crappy. But if we play this and then we say we get a Midst of Despair on the top and we play it ignoring progressive difficulty, and then we hit, so our next card ignores progressive difficulty, and it say that we just keep chaining, it can get kind of crazy. So we're going to go into our foundations. 4 copies of each of the zeros. That's it. In Spotlight, that's going to be every deck. You play 4 copies of the zeros you can. We got 4 copies of Pilfered Provisions, 1 difficulty, +2 high block. After you discard this card during the combat phase, gain a health. Look at the top card of your deck. We do play ways to discard cards from our hand, so not a whole lot, but some. Plus the +2 high block, which isn't terrible on a spam. 2 copies of Capture the Target, 1 difficulty. Well, that's really weird. It looks like it used to be a 4. That's very weird. Yeah, it looks like it used to be a 4 difficulty card, and they didn't erase the 4. That's very odd. 1 difficulty, 5 check, +3 low block. Enhance once per turn, Tenacious. If you have 3 or more attacks in your card pool, ready this foundation. We want to have multiple cards in our attacks in our card pool. So we want to string out 3 to 4 to 5 moves where our damage enhance is exponentially getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So by that 3rd, 4th, 5th attack, it's +3, +4, +5. 3 copies of Quiet Contemplation, 1 difficulty, 5 check, +3 mid block. Commit this enhance commit. This attack gets -2 speed. If it's a weapon attack, it's -3 speed. That's the issue. There's not a whole lot of defense in this set, and we play every piece of defense we can. 2 copies of Bright Eye Dreams, 1 difficulty, 5 check, +3 mid. After it's destroyed by a rival effect, build the top card of your deck. Reiner sucks. and we don't want to be debuilt to infinity. So into nothingness, I should say. So, and then if we destroy something, say we destroy this as cost for something, for sacrificing it, we get to build the top card of our deck down, so we don't lose anything. 3 copies of Powerful Escort, 1 difficulty, 6 check, +3 mid. Enhances attack, gets +1 damage. It's in here because it's a 1/6. That's the only reason. Spam's very, very hard to come by in this set. 4 copies of Last Second Dodge, 2 difficulty, 5 check, +2 mid. Enhance, flip. This attack gets -2 speed and it loses throw. We're a 7-hander. We don't like throws. Plus, we like defense. So, yeah. This is a very, very, very good card. I think in Standard, this is probably going to see a lot of sideboards for Fire. If your character has Fire on them, they're probably going to be sideboarding this just because it's such a good anti-throw tech. It's very good. 3 copies of Inner Strength, 2 difficulty, 5 check, +3 low block. Enhanced, this attack gets -1 damage. If you have 9 or more foundations, this attack gets +3 instead. On our turns that we flip, we should be at 9, so this could be +3 damage. Early game, it's kind of -1, but it's really hard to judge all the DR in this set, the damage reduction, just because everything has like, giant numbers, right? And it's just like, well, -1 on like a 12 damage move still takes like half my life. So it's more in there for our damage pump and the low block. Defend the rear, 2 difficulty, 5 check, +2 low block, very good. Enhance, this attack with printed 5 difficulty or less gets -3 speed. Granted, this probably gets swapped out in the sideboard for against Titan attack decks, but for the most part, it should always just say enhance for -3 speed, which is really good. 4 copies of a card with our face on it. 2 difficulty, 5 check, +2 mid. Response, remove. After you take damage from an unblocked attack, gain 4. So we kind of want to take some damage on our opponent's turn, so when we go back to our turn and we flip with Ymir, we're able to actually gain health instead of, because once her ability doesn't work if we don't gain health. And we go to the 3 diffs. 3 copies of Meeting Hanji. 3 difficulty, 5 check, +2 mid block. Enhance, flip, discard 2 cards, and draw 2 cards. If you discard a backup or a Titan card this way, draw a card. We only play a few Titan cards, but this is our discard outlet to draw more cards with like Wish Hard or Pilfered Provisions to get those effects off. Granted, it's very, very like card draws at like a premium in Spotlight. There isn't a whole lot on certain symbols. Same old field rations at a 2x. 3 difficulty, 5 check, +2 mid. Response, once per turn, tenacious. Cool. After you gain a health, ready this foundation. If your rival has 10 or more foundations, ready a foundation. So if we can gain health on our opponent's turn, we can ready 2 things if they have 10 or more foundations. Also, this allows us to like attack a lot more. This is like this set's carbo loading, but not giving damage, but readying up to almost 2 foundations. 1 copy of Uplifting Bond, 3 difficulty, 5 check, +3 high block. Response, once per turn. After you play an attack, gain a health. If that attack deals damage, does not count towards progressive difficulty for the turn. It seems like we want this kind of like later game after we flip, or the turn we do flip, so we can start using this we can use this as like on like our second attack. Then we play our midst, and then we just chain a bunch of cards together. So it's like I said, it's version 1, so we're kind of testing it out for now. But that's the deck, guys. We'll go into some numbers real quick. Let's make sure, boop, boop, boop. Make sure it lines up on, yep, there we go, cool. So we got a dex ability of 1.89. That we have no idea what that actually matters or not, but we 66 cards, 21 attacks, 42 foundations, 1 asset, 2 actions. It's got 17, 34, 15. Not terrible for a 1-set format. So it's going to be very, very, like I really wanted to bump these 2 numbers up, but it's kind of hard with the symbols I'm on. So, but that's it, guys, for the Ymir Spotlight Ymir deck profile. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Maybe I'm missing something and I don't know. So let me know. And again, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, take care.